Hi, friends. Welcome back. Ready for story time with Miss Tony? All right, I found a really great book that I want to share with you. I think it's one of my favorites, especially some days just don't go according to plan, and this is one of those books where just anything and everything can go wrong. So I'm going to read it to you. Our title is Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Vorst. So I'll show it to you. Okay. All right, let's begin. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window, too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out the number 16. Who needs 16 anyway? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moe was his next best friend, and I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double decker strawberry ice cream cone that the ice cream cone part falls and the cone part falls and lands in Australia. Hmm. There were two cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag. And Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of a jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? Mine. It's going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was. Because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity in just me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, The elevator door closed on my foot. And while I was waiting for mom to get to the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then I started crying because of the mud. Nick. Nick said I was a crybaby. And, ugh, and while I was punching Nick for saying that I was a crybaby, my mom came back with the car and she scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I am having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And I told everybody, and no one even answered me. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, "We're all sold out." They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can never make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine. But I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk. And I was careful as I could be, but except my elbow. He said, "Don't fool around with my phone." But I think I called Australia. My dad said, "Please don't pick him up anymore and bring him to work." It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There was lima beans for dinner, and I hate lima beans. There was kissing on TV. Ugh, and I hate kissing. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back all the pillows and he said I could keep the one that had Mickey Mouse. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony and not me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And my mom says days are like that, even in Australia. The end. All right, so we're going to stop, right? Because the story is all done. Done, finished. All right, guys. Well, that's it for story time with Miss Toni. I hope you can join me next time. Until then, bye, guys. See you later.